I can't tell you how many, you know, entrepreneur like master classes and you know do this and all the people will come and do that and this will answers all the things that you need to start a business and it it has not resonated at all. And I feel like that's why I just kept searching and searching for more answers and more curriculum and more ways to learn. And after speaking to you, it feels like I've known all along how to start. And this is
Mm.
who I've always been.
Welcome to the inner space. This is for you if you need encouragement to be more yourself and explore your own path. Maybe because you feel different, too sensitive, or just not able to do things as everyone else seems to. There is a way, and it's your unique way. I'm Gloria Jansen. I am a coach, a healing artist, and a surfer. I am here to help you ride the waves of life, work, and business to find that deeper alignment with your creative and sensitive soul. If this feels like you, I invite you to know yourself better, feel all the emotions, and trust yourself so you experience the freedom and fulfillment of being and doing you. Subscribe now to catch the next wave to the inner space, where authenticity sets you free. This podcast episode is for you if you are an entrepreneur, or even I would say a professional who feels you cannot do the next move or you cannot succeed because of imposter syndrome. I am very happy to have Amy, who I will give a coaching session on exactly this topic. You know, it's like when you have this feeling of you need to be like to have learned everything about the topic, done all the courses, have I don't know how many hours of training and experiences and be already kind of recognized as an authority. That's only when you will be able to start talking about your work, finding clients, and having a thriving business. And if you feel that's your situation, that this situation is holding you back, then you will love this episode. Really, it resonated with me also personally a lot, the story Amy shared. I will probably do another episode if that talks to you too about being a gifted person and highly sensitive and having such a high level of integrity of not being able to put strategies in place which are business strategies that are supposed to work and that you're supposed to do and use, and every time you feel like something in my body, it doesn't work for me. Do I need to push myself through these strategies? Do I need to every time do something I sense is not right? And then there is this deeper belief often that, okay, if I want this business to work, I need to do this. I have to do this, even though it doesn't feel right. But that will never work out, whether it's on short, mid, or long term, because there is a disconnection between what you feel is right and what your mind is saying you have to do in order to succeed. Again, if that resonates for you, enjoy this session, and please give me your experience, your feedback, how this resonated with you. Enjoy. Just to start, can you explain me what brings you to this coaching session?
Yeah, I'm at a point in my development, I guess, that I've pursued a lot of education and advanced degrees. I just graduated with my doctorate, but I have almost 2 decades of experience in an unrelated field to what my doctorate is in. And I feel like I am struggling to feel prepared to move forward with the business that I want to launch, which is related to my doctorate and the studies that I did there, because it is serving a completely different population than what I was working on prior to. And so I'm really struggling right now. I've accepted a job that is a full-time position back in the same thing I was doing in technology beforehand. And I'm just kind of struggling to find that balance of, am I really prepared to embark on this journey that's very different from what I've done in the past?
What makes you doubt that you are prepared?
I feel like I am a lifelong learner and I can't possibly learn enough to be relevant in the field. I feel like I just need to take another certification or do another class, or, I just don't feel like I'm an authority yet.
Do you have clarity on what you want exactly to help people with?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you share a bit?
Yeah. So I specifically want to help neurodivergent individuals across the lifespan to understand themselves, to honor who they are, and to help others embrace them for exactly who they are without trying to change them. I particularly enjoy working with families who may be on a parenting journey that's different from what they might have expected. And that includes both learning as well as home and future planning. So, helping people to realize through their strengths what will really bring them joy and the lifelong pursuits that they're searching for. So, I feel like a space that's missing here is really supporting these people and helping them find the opportunities that will bring them joy.
Hmm. And and you're already responding to the question I had while I was listening to you is, do you like, what do these people need? Or also phrased in another way, what do you want to bring to them? I'm asking this question like concretely. That's where you are going to help them understand themselves, honor who they are, embrace really how they operate. Also with this touch like focus on families. What
Mhm.
exactly do you see, or how do you see help you yourself helping them?
What I've found is that many people in this population feel alone. They feel like they're the only person that's like them. They haven't found their group or community. And what I hope to do is to help to bring them together through shared lived experiences, realizations that other people do have similar interests and strengths, and helping to create opportunities where they can find that their pursuit to joy may not be something that exists yet today. It might be something they have to create, and to be willing to trust that they can create it, and that not everything has to be defined and fits into a specific mold.
And if you would like start to have more time, let's imagine tomorrow you have a day off of your full-time job and you can start immediately doing that, what would you do?
Um, I think that's part of my struggle, is figuring out where to start. Um,
What's the easiest start? What would be the easiest start? The most joyful as well? Um, the funniest maybe?
um, I think what I would probably do if I had plenty of time tomorrow
Yeah.
would be to start to write. I believe that through my voice, I can share and connect. But the struggle I have is that I'm not sure how to get my voice heard, because I feel like there's all these strategies that are being thrown at you for how to get people to notice you, and they just feel very inauthentic to me. Like, whether that is social media or advertising, it just, I want to be able to lead with my work and my beliefs and connecting to those. And for me, the path that is most authentic is writing,
And what makes you believe it's not enough?
because I feel like I would just write and no one would read it.
And what makes you believe that no one would read it?
Mhm. 'Cause I don't know how they would find it. I feel like I'm not a recognizable name or an authority yet.
Okay, so I connect the dots with what you said before. So it's for you, it's like people will, and again, please rephrase when you hear that's not exactly how you would phrase it, because that's exactly the idea. Is I like to be more precise in what's happening exactly for you. For you, like the belief you have is it will work out, or people will maybe pay attention to what I propose only if I am already recognized as an expert, seen as an authority.
Yes, exactly. I think that's exactly it.
Okay, let's keep that in mind. I'm going to do like stay with me. I'm going to go back and forth between different topics, and at some point you will see it's going to connect.
Okay.
Why do you decide to work with someone, you yourself? Whether, or why do
Uh,
you, what makes you purchase something?
could you rephrase that? What makes me what
Yes.
something?
Like you can, the first thing that comes to your mind when when you buy something, whether it's a product or something that has meaning for you, or a book or a course, or
Mhm,
whatever,
mhm.
what makes you decide to either work with that person, buy this product or service?
I think it depends largely on what it is, but
Mm,
a lot of it is a lot of it is what they say. It's in their words because words mean a lot to me. And so it's whether I feel like they understand me through their words,
yeah.
whether it's going to solve the problem that I'm seeking for it to solve through the words that are given. I
Mm,
also will look for reviews, testimonials from other people,
yeah.
experiences, asking friends. Yeah.
Great.
And then I also always sit on things for a little while and make sure before I embark.
Yes. Perfect. If you think about what has worked out in your life before, and you can think about everything, maybe how you met your partner, how you find a job that you loved, and really, like, I invite you to go through your past experiences, positive past experiences. How did it happen? And was there a common thread? I can give specific example if it helps you. Is it like you saw something and you decided to go for it? Is it, I don't know, a friend who told you, hey, there's something there for you, I would go there? Is there a common pattern or thread you can see? And you can even decide to share a story you think about.
I think I am very much a researcher in everything I do. I'm never spontaneous. Making purchases or finding friendships or partners, it's always been something that has evolved over time. So meeting my husband, we worked together or we worked at the same company and the same team for mm, 5 years before I ever realized that, oh, maybe there's something there.
Mm,
So I'm kind of slow, and I'm not slow. Once I make a decision and I go forward. But I think getting to that point, I do a lot of research, like deciding which home to buy. I do a ton of research, and even like looking at clothes to purchase. I'm trying to determine if they align with my values and morals, and I do that through researching them. It's less about price or features and more about, does it honor who I am as a person?
mm, beautiful. It will be interesting for you, even maybe later, if you want to re-listen to what you said, and I will go to back to it later. Okay, that's great. When, like, what do you, if there is something like that, but what do you feel you still need to help you move with that current situation?
I
What's your,
think it's the self-confidence. I mean, it's a risk, and I'm not risk averse from that perspective. Like I'm willing to take the risk of doing something different, but I don't feel confident enough that I can, I think is the point.
and
And
if you would have to just to measure how self-confident you are today from 0 to 10 or 0 to 100, where do you place yourself today?
Mhm. Probably a 4.
Okay. And what would help you to get to a 5 out of 10?
I think feeling I have had a positive impact, that what I'm doing matters.
Do you already have proofs of that?
I do, yeah.
Mm. How does it feel
Yeah,
when you look at that? Like,
it's it's beautiful. I have clients now who tell me that I've completely changed their lives and that they don't wanna lose me in their life, that they want me to be there for the long term, and that I've completely transformed how they plan to proceed with their futures. So that's beautiful. I mean, that is what fuels me to keep going. Um,
yes, I really feel it in your voice as you talk about this. I'm like, I feel the sensation and the emotions in my body are very different. I guess you can sense it too.
yeah, yeah.
I go back. That's why I say I go back and forth.
Mm.
How do you believe people who are today recognized in your field or seen as an authority have gotten there?
I feel like that's what's so hard is it feels like the people that are successful today have gotten there by really putting themselves out there in social media, sharing a lot of their personal family dynamics. It just feels like it becomes more about the business and the numbers than about the impact that they're having.
Mm,
And that's where I feel like I'm not ready to do that. I don't feel like that is me.
yeah, yeah. It becomes very clear. And really, I'm not saying anything, but I think even just listening to you, I'm like, oh, I could do a podcast and many episodes about that because I can tell you it resonates for me and with many others. And but I will give you different perspective and it will help you. Do you want me to give you some feedback on what I hear and what I sense from what you said?
Yes, that would be great.
You know, like it's imagine you are where you are now. So, which is okay, I desire to build that business that has that huge impact. And I feel this imposter syndrome. I'm not a recognized authority. Why would people buy what I offer? So that's where you are at. And you can always stop me if that doesn't feel right.
That's right. Yeah.
And you want to move towards I'm really helping these neurodivergent individuals understanding themselves, honor who they are, embrace themselves really, and also like with this focus on families. And at the moment, let's imagine you would take a train to get from one place to the other, or plane, or your bike, whatever you like. This mean of transportation says if you go on that train trip or flight, it means you need to put yourself out there, be focused on the business, on the numbers, kind of
Hmm.
everything you don't want to be or to do.
Hmm.
So it's like you will never hop on that train. You know, you will never get to the gate to do the check-in to take the plane because that's
Hmm.
not the way for you to get where you want to be, or at least you don't want to get there that way.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
as long as your perspective on moving from where you are to where you want to be is okay, that's the only solution, that feels like, oh my God, no, it's not aligned. And you know, as a gifted person, how important is integrity and alignment. Like it's visceral. It's very hard to move in a way that doesn't feel aligned.
Hmm.
So the question, and for me, all the pieces already come together, but I'm curious on how it feels for you. Could you just start imagining opening the door to the possibility that your natural way on how you would start to make yourself be visible could work? And what do I mean with that? And I just take your words like writing. as like the first step. And for that, I want you to connect and hear again what you said about how you choose to work with someone. Could you imagine that the people who will choose to decide to work with you have a similar process? And I can tell you there are many, I even recognize myself in what you described, which is they are going to look at what you say or write, because that's specifically something attractive to you, feel into your words, understand what you offer, who you are through your words, look at reviews. For example, what you shared before about the people who said like how you've transformed their life and they don't want you to get out of their life anymore.
Hmm.
And just get a sense of you and if the way you write is aligned with their values.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, I agree. Those people, I'm not the only one for sure. Those people must exist. I think where I struggle is being in this space, especially with busy moms and super stressed out families. Do they even have the time to read? I mean, I know from my own perspective, it's like I wish I had more time to read, right?
Mm.
So I guess some of that is coming from there too, is like, do I have to chunk it down into these bite-sized bits that they can read in the 2 minutes that they have of freedom? But yeah,
Does
it's
that,
hard to do that.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to ask. Does that feel good to you if you imagine yourself doing this 2 minutes size bite?
No, it doesn't. I've tried it. I
Yeah.
mean,
So again, we
yeah.
go back to the metaphor I used before, because every time you believe you need to take this strategy, but the strategy doesn't align with you, you will not be able to move and you will start to judge yourself. I'm not able to do
Mhm,
that and this. So it's again, I like the same question as before. Could you imagine that the ideal person you want to work with will take the time and even more appreciate
mhm,
taking the time to read your words, because they will feel maybe like, oh wow, this is worth so much. And especially the topic you are talking about, we know, like feeling that you read words and they explain exactly what you are living, that's already a relief. You in that kind of moment, you are not like, oh, I'm going to leave that. Maybe, I don't know, your kid comes in and wants this and that, and you go back to, I don't know, the link you've open on your tab one day later, but you've been
mhm.
touched. You don't leave it where it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's very true. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that the part that you're mentioning too is like part of who I choose to work with is very much about how I feel like I can serve them. And if I am able to connect with people through my words, then that is a good indicator that they are the right people for me to work with.
100%.
Um,
And I can tell you the experience will be much better for you as well. Because imagine you create a communication that works for, I don't know, the strategies that are sold on social media or the way you should do it. But then in the end, you attract exactly the people you don't resonate with. You yourself also
mhm.
won't be unhappy.
Yeah, yes. I've seen that because I have tried, and the people that connected were not in line, and that was very hard to navigate.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah,
If you make a quick assessment, how do you feel now? Can you imagine yourself? What can you imagine yourself doing, whether it's tomorrow, even if it's 5 minutes, or in the next days or weeks? What feels again pleasurable for you?
I think I'm gonna start writing. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with it, but I do feel like it's almost like journaling because it I have all of these ideas and thoughts and theories, and getting those out
Yes,
and onto the page is really helpful. And then if those resonate with others, then I think that gives me a footing to start. Um, yeah.
100%. Like, and just again, you can convince yourself by going back to your own experience. I say that because for the brain, as you've probably learned in some of the trainings you've done, the brain needs the proof to grow the belief. So if you
Mhm.
go into your past experiences, you already have proofs of, at least, can you remember, I don't know, once you were in a library and you took a book and you read just the back cover and you're like, whoa, just 5 sentences. And then you're like, I want to read that book. And can you just,
Mhm.
again, nurture the imagination that there will be people for whom that will be exactly the impact you're going to have. And you've already had in the past.
Yeah.
What do you take away from this session?
I feel like what I've had the chance to process is that a lot of my avoidance and imposter syndrome has been a result of the fact that I was trying to do something that was out of alignment with who I am and what I need to serve in order to feel confident and true to myself and to attract the the people that I will most likely be able to serve effectively is to go into not necessarily what scares me, but what actually brings me peace and the ability to start. Like, I've gone from this session of starting this call with, I just don't think I can, I don't know where to begin, like, to now saying, I think I'm going to write tonight. so, so that's a big change.
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
yeah.
And really, like, I believe I'm going to do an episode about that or talk about it, but you can't imagine how exactly what you brought, and I'm looking forward to have like experiences around that and feedbacks, because I have found myself in this kind of situation, because business is so much about that's how you need to do, that's what you need to do, but if it's not feeling right for you, you will never succeed, or you will succeed and it will be so much effort, so much pain, so much suffering, and not attracting the right people. So the more you trust that your way is exactly going to produce the result, because that's who you are, and that's where people will find the resonance. And really, that's you know the people you are working with, they need this authenticity. So
Mhm.
that's this resonance that will bring them into your work. And it's not the big strategy of this and that and do this. It's, at least because of who you are, I know that's the kind of people you are going to attract.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that is so powerful. I can't tell you how many entrepreneur like master classes and you know do this and all the people will come and do that and this will answers all the things that you need to start a business and it it has not resonated at all. And I feel like that's why I just kept searching and searching for more answers and more curriculum and more ways to learn. And after speaking to you, it feels like I've known all along how to start. And this is
Mm,
who I've always been. So
that's
yeah.
fantastic. I'm so happy. And I can give you one last piece is, as a, I was going to say as a business owner, but it's not even the right word. It's like focus on what these people you want to help need, because they, of course, one effect is like the person has published I don't know how many books and articles and is on TV. That's one thing, okay, but where you are now, you cannot expect that from yourself. Like you might end up there, you don't know, but right now focus on what the people who need you need to hear. It's not, they're just, as you said, they need to feel understood, honored. They need to get support to embrace who they are, to have support in maybe their parenting journey or how to live with joy their experience as a parent and supporting their child. So that's what they need. They don't need the guarantee of that many followers or
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
you
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
are super welcome. Thank you for trusting me and sharing.
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. I did a lot, and I'm so thankful for Amy sharing her story. Please, as I said before, share how it resonates. That's also going to be a way to say thank you to Amy. And of course, to me too, for creating that podcast. I would be very happy if you share this episode to anyone you think it could be helpful. Rate this podcast as well. Give me 5 stars so that the visibility grows, especially the message that is so important to me, which is like creating a life, a business that is based really on what feels right inside and what is natural. That's where you will find peace, serenity, and joy. And if you feel that the way I work resonates with exactly what you are looking for, that you want to move in your life from that inner space, from what is you and not anymore what is told by society, by, in this case, business experts, and trust yourself more, your way of doing, then reach out to me and let's have a chat about your specific situation. See you soon. Thank you for joining the inner space. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with someone who might need exactly this encouragement. And until next time, keep exploring your inner space, where authenticity sets you free.